Hello sports fans, welcome to the OU Football Preview Show. I'm Rick Heath, and joining me this week, former head coach of the University of Oklahoma football, Bob Stoops. Bob, appreciate you coming on.
Good to be with you. Good to be with you folks.
Now, we were scheduled originally for last week, but it seems you got a phone call that took a little priority. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I got called off the bench, so I was a reliever. But I think, Lincoln had visited with me, and as much as anything, when you lose 4 or 5 coaches off the field, that's a lot of personalities off the field. It's a lot of maybe positive, a lot of positive energy, off the field. And he wanted, he just wanted me to come out and be around, spread a little positive energy, a little bit of confidence, whatever, just trying to fill that void being down so many coaches. And fortunately, all but one were back for the game. So I didn't have a role in the game, which was fine with me.
Well, you would have been there though, right? If you were.
Definitely, and or in the box. I would have preferred the box. Stay away from the TV if I could. But I'll do anything to help this team, and Lincoln always. Yeah, I think too the positive thing and the neat thing. I think that everyone realizes that Lincoln and I, the relationship we have, is so strong that he's in no way threatened by me, or realizes that, hey, if this can help us a little bit, let's do it, and that was it. But I had, again, as much as anything, it was fun to be out there seeing the players and coaches again and being around them. But they're the ones who won that game and did the great job that they did.
Well, but you came off the bench and gave it your best there, right?
Well, I think too, with 2 more weeks to go, if anything were to happen with anyone else, I'm around, and in this way I'm going to stay in their protocols and be tested when the coaches are tested. That if something were to happen, that I can lend a hand. And I've had a few years at doing this, so I hadn't totally forgot. But hopefully, knock wood, it doesn't get to that.
Well, you set the social media on fire with
Bob
Stoops being out there, and now they're going, oh, that means he's going to have that tug of wanting to get back on the field.
Everybody attaches so many different meanings to it, and no one's in my mind or in my heart. So everybody that talk whatever, that doesn't mean anything, and a lot of it's probably very inaccurate, but I haven't read it.
It's wildly inaccurate. It goes the whole spectrum there, Coach. I mean,
I can't help it.
It's got to be fun though, just to be able to go back out there again. Just even
it
if
is
it's for a few days.
I love watching football. I love, and I haven't been around because of all these protocols. I didn't want to come close to being around anyone for fear that if I brought it to anybody, But now that I'm in all their testing procedures, I can be around, and it's great to connect with the players, see them. So many I still know really well, and then the coaches are all guys that I know well, and even the new ones, I've become very familiar with those guys. So anyhow, it's been positive.
Well, so you were on the defensive side. Did you say to anybody, watch number 12 over there?
No.
He gets open quite a bit there.
All I was trying to do is bring some positive energy and confidence. But after being gone or not in their day-to-day operations, I can't go out there and correct somebody or jump in the middle of what a scheme that they're doing. That's not feasible.
All right. Hey, we're talking with Coach Bob Stoops here on the OU Football Preview Show. And, Coach, when we get back, I want to talk about some fun things you're doing here with Rock and Roll Tequila.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back with more on the OU Football Preview Show. I want to talk about a great sponsor of the OU Football Preview Show, and that's Prairie Wolf Spirits, distilled right here in Guthrie, Oklahoma, right here in Oklahoma at Guthrie. Great company. They provide gin, vodka, and the new dark Prairie Wolf Dark, which goes great in the fall here in the cold weather. Hot coffee, cocoa, whatever you like, Prairie Wolf Dark will go well with that. And any of your coffee drinks, Prairie Wolf Dark will make that a better drink. And it is carried in a lot of places in Oklahoma. If your local restaurant establishment, whatever, doesn't carry Prairie Wolf Spirits, ask them to carry Prairie Wolf Spirits so that you can have Prairie Wolf Dark, Prairie Wolf Gin, or Prairie Wolf Vodka. And any vodka drink is better with Prairie Wolf Vodka. Prairie Wolf Spirits, right here in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma Distilled. Welcome to the Cohiba Lounge next to Royal Pipes and Tobacco. A great place to come watch your favorite sporting event, have your favorite beverage, and smoke your favorite cigar. All at the Cohiba Lounge in Norman, Jenkins, and Boyd. A great place to come watch your sporting event, cigar, and a drink. All at Cohiba Lounge next to the best selection of cigars in Norman at Royal Pipes and Tobacco. And welcome back, OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath and Coach Bob Stoops here. And Coach, a lot of fun things you've been doing since have some time away from coaching. And one of them is rock and roll tequila. Talk to us about rock and roll tequila.
Well, the owners are all Oklahoma-based guys and supporters and donors to OU. A bunch of them are my buddies, and they made me a partner about over a year ago. And it's been fun. We've got the Platinum out front. The Cristalino is a filtered añejo, and the Mango. So, with a strawberry coming out next year. So, anyway, it's been fun. I've been able to help really mostly through social media, promote it a little bit. Been to a few different events, and it's really taken off. It's really been doing great, doing well.
Well, it's got to be fun just to get out and do something a little different, promoting this, and tequila is a hot product right now. So
yeah,
to associate that, that's great.
I just got to make sure I'm not sampling too many of them. So
one for the public, one for me.
No, I limit myself.
There you go.
But no, they're fantastic, and it's really taken off. And again, Oklahoma people, guys that are really started it.
So hey, folks, if you would like to try the rock and roll tequila and your liquor store doesn't carry it, ask them to carry it. It's a rock and roll tequila, the añejo, the cristalino, and the mango right here. Or the añejo is the cristalino, and this is
platinum, and then the mango.
And the mango. So if they don't carry it, make sure your favorite liquor store or bar carries it, so you too can have some rock and roll fun and rock and roll tequila. Now you were talking about do you watch more college football now?
I've always watched as much. When you're working, you don't see as many games because you're paying such close attention to your own program and your own games. But but no, TV-wise, I watch as much as I possibly can. Yes, it was fun to be in the meeting rooms last week, even though by myself in the meeting room at OU to watch a lot of Baylor tape leading up to the game, and went back and watched a bunch of our games with all the calls that are printed up right ahead of the play, on top of the play. So I'm, familiar with all the terminology and what we're doing. So it's fun. It's something that I've loved my whole life.
And watching college football in COVID is a little different now.
Yeah.
Coaching it in COVID. I mean, I can't imagine all the things that Lincoln and the rest of the staff are having to go through just to adhere to these new protocols.
It's constant. Even out at practice, they constantly have their mask on. They're constantly aware of not being too close together. And even I know when you're running play, you do, but those are for seconds. And it's not like you're. So anyhow, they do everything they can. I know Lincoln and Joe Casiglione, the whole program, has done everything they can to get through this year, and we're close to it. We got, one more game here this week and then a championship game, and knock wood it'll happen, but they have really been diligent about doing their part to keep it at a minimum and to keep it manageable. Like even last week, we had a lot of guys out, but we managed it and we won the game.
See, and that's the thing about it is all colleges are facing that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of cancellations. The West Virginia game was canceled coming up, afterwards, before the Big 12 championship game. And that looks like, when it was first scheduled, there was going to be a week off before the Big 12. But with all the pausing of the practices and all the games off, it seems like that may be an advantage to go to West Virginia and get that game under your belt before the Big 12.
I like it. truth be told. A couple of reasons. I always felt we had it a bunch of years where we played in the championship game. Some years we would be off the week before. Other years we played right through it. And I think we've played our best when we've played right before the championship game, because we're back half of the year we were always in rhythm of playing every week, just playing without any downtime. And who knows, heck, Iowa State, as hot as they were last week, that now they have a week off, and that they're a great team. But in the end, hopefully that, may change their momentum a little bit. But I like the fact of us staying in rhythm.
Well, and what the offense, the OU offense in that Bedlam game was just maybe at the peak it had been so far this year. And then they had to pause and be away from it. And I don't know if that, surely it had some small factor against Baylor because they didn't look quite as sharp.
No, it does. Again, you get used to that rhythm, and then it's taken away, and it's not easy to just snap right back into it. And who knows if that's why, but in the end, I like how it sets up that we get to stay in rhythm here and play again. Leading into the game. And
what the end result was, OU won against Baylor. It qualifies for the Big 12 championship, chance for a 6th consecutive Big 12 championship, something that you had a part of to get them there. And so we can talk about, when we get back, a little bit about Big 12 championship with Coach Bob Stoops on the OU football preview show.
Oh, easy, big fella. We don't need a chainsaw maniac around here. Trees are like family. You want to keep them healthy and happy. At Arbor Masters, we've been doing this for over 60 years. Trees trust us, and people love us. See? So just go find someplace else, okay? All right, big tree. We'll get you through this.
Call Arbor Masters. Trees trust us, and you can too.
Going up.
Welcome back to OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath and Coach Bob Stoops here live from Louis Brookhaven upstairs. Great place to come. Food specials, drink specials. They even have rock and roll tequila, I bet, here at
yes, they do.
Louis. And if you'd like to come and have great food and sample the rock and roll tequila, come to Louis Brookhaven or Louis down in Campus Corner. Also, there's 14 other Louis scattered about the metro, that Louis neighborhood bar nearest you.
And Hal Smith's restaurant group is, of course, runs the Louis Garage and, Red Rock, on and on and on. Pub W. Hal Smith Restaurant Group is the best.
I don't know that I could
great team
eat
of people.
Out very often if I didn't eat at one of Hal's restaurants.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's got all the varieties of food.
Yep.
Whether you want to go great steaks at Mahogany, or you want to go, like Louis and have casual food and sports, or whatever. Charleston's probably the bedrock, of Hal Smith.
No question, Charleston. Yeah, but they're just great people and a great company.
Yeah, and Hal, great guy, be a part of and sponsored this show for many, many years. So I've been very grateful for that. But anyway, let's talk a little about Big 12 championship. Iowa State beats OU for the first time up in Ames, but that was not a game that they just controlled. OU, except for a few plays, had control of that game.
Yeah, but that's Matt Campbell and Iowa State. And I've said this forever about Iowa State. They never go away. I played at Iowa. right down the road from Iowa State. So I kind of know it's kind of how we were at Iowa, and that's how Iowa State was. I just know from playing them for so many years that you better play a complete game because they're not going away and they're going to keep at you. And Matt Campbell's done an awesome job. And then John Haycock, their defensive coordinator, has done a tremendous job. People were kind of trying to copy some of his defenses around different areas, but John Haycock coached with my uncle at Youngstown State for a good number of years back in Ohio.
Wow.
So we go back. He's a Ohio guy, and but anyway, they're doing a great job.
You know, you mentioned their defense. Their defense, I mean, if I'm a coach in the Big 12, I'm studying what Iowa State does, and maybe there's a few things because they have a unique defense.
Yeah.
You know, and they disguise it well.
Yeah.
They disguise coverages. They disguise, who's coming after the quarterback. So it's a unique defense in the Big 12.
And everybody, for the most part, uses some parts of it, in different circumstances. But very conservative defense. They make you use and work your way down the whole field. But they've held up. They've done it in a great way offensively too. I mean, Brock Purdy is a really good quarterback, and when he gets hot, he's tough to deal with. So I was really impressed too. I watched a good part of their win last weekend against West Virginia, which was really impressive. So they're really strong right now.
And what that defense does for a young quarterback, I mean, just look back. I mean, they faced Baker, they faced Kyler, they faced Jalen, they faced all those guys and did different variations on how they defended them. All of them had some success, but they also had some problems. For a young guy like Spencer, what does that defense show him that he's going to have to settle in and look at?
Yeah, just to really to read it because of the different ways they manipulate their back end with 8, and they cover with 8, 95% of the time. Rush 3, cover 8, which is usually for maybe some people out there, most people rush 4 and drop 7 into coverage and or blitz, but they're pretty conservative, so they make you fit the ball into tight windows and try and really do a good job of eliminating big chunk plays, which we're great at getting the big plays, and they really do a great job of limiting those and making you be patient in your scoring drives.
So that's what Spencer's going to have to focus on is being patient.
Take what's there.
Take what's there, get the reads, go to the right spot.
Yep.
Even if it doesn't look like you're going to get a big play, at least you're advancing the ball.
Exactly. And I think if they can get antsy if you are advancing the ball at some point where you do get a shot. You get 1 or 2 shots and or hopefully too. The running game can break, a couple of big plays, but they make you be patient.
And last year Jalen Hurts had some nice chunk plays when he scrambled. Saw what the coverage was. They were dropping 8. The 3 got blocked out with OU's good offensive line, and he had some space there. I would look maybe that might Spencer's not as good a runner as Jalen, but he's still very efficient at what he does with that.
Yeah, there's always some opportunity there off of scrambles, and Spencer's an excellent athlete, so he can definitely make some plays that way, and or just give himself some extra time with 3-man rush to find somebody. Even though they are dropping 8, you still can find somebody down there in a hole and make a big play.
Well, in those things, I like the H-back too, because the H-back, which there's so many weapons at the H-back for OU. I mean, wide receivers are great, but the H-back with Hall and Sogner and Willis, and Mikey Henderson. Those are 4 guys they're really good
players.
Good.
They're really good players. They're versatile. They give you a lot of options. And yes, those guys can sneak into a seam, catch a 15, 20-yarder here and there as well, off of a play action. And hopefully they do. I'm with you. Those guys are great players for us. Jeremiah Hall, one of my all-time favorites, and he can come up with some big plays.
Yeah, that is something to look forward to in the Big 12 championship game. Hey, we're talking with Coach Bob Stoops and Rock and Roll Tequila. If your liquor store or your favorite restaurant bar doesn't carry it, ask for Rock and Roll Tequila. It is great. The Cristalino with Anejo, the Platinum, and the Mango, all available. And maybe with strawberry coming out.
Yeah, strawberries coming out sometime this coming year, and after January.
And you can look for that also coming up with Rock and Roll Tequila. We'll be right back after this.
Whoa, easy, big fella. We don't need a chainsaw maniac around here. Trees are like family. You want to keep them healthy and happy. At Arbor Masters, we've been doing this for over 60 years. Trees trust us, and people love us. See? So just go find someplace else, okay? All right, big tree. We'll get you through this.
Call Arbor Masters. Trees trust us, and you can too.
Going up.
Bar Cicchetti in Deep Deuce, 121 Northeast 2nd Street here in Deep Deuce. Great new bar area here and sports and restaurant. Got a huge big screen here. You can come watch college football or World Series, whatever you'd like here at Bar Cicchetti. I want to talk about a great sponsor of the OU Football Preview Show, and that's Prairie Wolf Spirits, distilled right here in Guthrie, Oklahoma, right here in Oklahoma at Guthrie. Great company. They provide gin, vodka, and the new dark, Prairie Wolf Dark, which goes great in the fall here in the cold weather. Hot coffee, cocoa, whatever you like, Prairie Wolf Dark will go well with that. And any of your coffee drinks, Prairie Wolf Dark will make that a better drink. And it is carried in a lot of places in Oklahoma. If your local restaurant, establishment, whatever, doesn't carry Prairie Wolf Spirits, ask them to carry Prairie Wolf Spirits so that you can have Prairie Wolf Dark, Prairie Wolf Gin, or Prairie Wolf Vodka. And any vodka drink is better with Prairie Wolf Vodka. Prairie Wolf Spirits, right here in Guthrie, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma Distilled. And welcome back, OU Football Preview Show. Rick Heath, Coach Bob Stoops from Brookhaven, Louis, where you can get rock and roll tequila drinks, you can get tequila shots, or you can get the great food here at Louis, one of 14 major Louis around the metro area. Coach, since you did have a chance to get out there and look a little bit about the defense, how does OU's defense look at Brock Purdy and Hall and that offensive scheme that Iowa State's got?
I think the great thing about what Alex Grinch is doing with our defense and all their coaches is I don't think it totally matters. I don't want to say that they don't care who they're playing against. They're going to do their thing. Meaning we're going to.
I like that.
They're going to move their defensive line, and they're going to penetrate gaps. They're going to jump upfield. They're going to be highly aggressive, and then we've got we do a great job of our base coverages, blitzes, whatever they are, of being really sound and disciplined in them, where it fits to whoever we're playing. They don't have to do something different, for this group. And so anyway, I think they'll do another excellent job of, again, changing up our fronts, movements, with defensive line stunts, aggressive tight coverage like we do, and they'll mix it up, and I think they do a great job of it.
I especially like the way that Alex Grinch's defense is being able to get pressure on the quarterback with the front four.
Yes.
But that front four has been so outstanding this year. They're getting pressure, which means, like you said earlier, that other seven can be dropping back or covering wherever they need to, because they know that front four is going to put pressure on the quarterback and not give him time to look around very long.
No question. I mean, those guys they're getting heavy pressure. Ronnie Perkins, Isaiah, as well.
Isaiah
Thomas is
he could be a Big 12 Player of the Year.
I think he should be, but Isaiah's Thomas, along with Ronnie Perkins, those guys outside and inside moving, they've been, and all of them. I mean, I go on and on. Just the way they're hassling and pressuring the quarterback and making them uncomfortable, playing the run as well. So it's been really solid.
And right now nobody knows what what it's going to do as far as players being available, especially in the secondary, because there's been some movement around on that. So all we can hope for as a fan and as viewers and fans of OU is that when it does come time for the Big 12, there's not a lot of guys out for either team.
Yeah, hopefully. I know that was a big blow to us last week, and now it's under control, and we've, hope we can, have minimal people that are, that are exposed or have to sit. But, hopefully we've had our big hit, and it'll be better here in the next 2 weeks.
And the Big 12 will be a wonderful championship possibility.
Love it to be 6 in a row. Would be great.
6 in a row has never been done. Coach, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
And don't forget to ask your favorite liquor store or restaurant to carry rock and roll tequila. All right, that's going to do it. We'll see you next time on the OU Football Preview Show.